Lives is the only thing that holds society together.
First Sips question of the day brought to you by Long Drink. Summer's coming. Yeah. Long Drink season is here with a new Zero Variety Pack. It's going to be your summer drink, no doubt. Zero Long Drink citrus flavor with no carbs, no sugar is now available in peach and pineapple. It's the ultimate spring cocktail without the guilt. They're delicious, but you can stop calling them seltzers. They are citrus soda with real liquor. Ask your local retailer or watering hole for one today. First Dibs question is, who do you want to win the Cooper Flagg lottery tonight?
I do not. Can I give you my nots?
Yes.
I do not want Washington or Charlotte. I feel like that is the abyss. That is where you go to never be heard of ever again. And it ruins your game, man. It ruins your game. And I'm a Hornets fan. I root for the Charlotte Hornets. I'm just, as Cooper Flagg's friend, don't do that, man. I mean, I know he's got no control over it, but if he do, don't do that.
Why are you Cooper Flagg's friend?
Oh, he's a nice guy. I'm not that big a Duke hater as you guys are.
Well, he shunned UConn.
Yeah, he didn't shun us. He just went for more money. And you guys would have too.
He went for the bigger bag, as Dion would say.
But
he's got the bigger bag.
I don't know. Would Utah ruin him? I don't know if Utah will ruin him or not. They may trade him after a couple of years for no reason. I'm rooting Brooklyn. I think it'd be cool if he was close. And I got a soft spot for them Nets. I don't know why. And
I don't know why either.
I don't know why. I used to have British Knights from Derek Coleman. Maybe that's why. I'm rooting Nets. Come on, Nets. They haven't tanked. They had to deal with Kevin Durant and James Harden and Kyrie Irving, that whole monster. And then they got from under that. And, they got our friend Tyrese Martin basically team captain right now. So hopefully he stays. I'm rooting Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets have a 9% chance of getting it.
Yeah, I don't want the Dallas Mavericks to get him, even though they have the 11th, and I think they have an 8.5%
they have a
chance.
1.8% chance. They're very slim.
But Nico Harrison trading Luka Doncic for plain clothes Anthony Davis.
You say they don't deserve him.
They don't deserve him. I think they'll ruin him.
What about the New Orleans Pelicans? They're in the 4 spot behind those top 3 teams. They're 12.5, and lucky
is
all
Zion
get
still
out.
there?
Zion is still there, and that was a hell of a lottery
Put
night.
two
wasn't
Dukies
it?
together.
Yeah,
see what happens.
One in Dunsters too. Yeah, probably the biggest Duke names in basketball since Jason Tatum, I would say. So yeah,
I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that
I
either.
hate the mascot. I don't hate the players of the team, but I hate the Pelican.
May make the Pelican likable. May make the Pelican
Not for kids. That's a scary costume.
If Philadelphia gets them and then they try to pawn off that tanking worked, that this was the process. The whole time, I know he was 9 when we started this process, but the whole time.
Get back to your Nets. Is Ben Simmons still a net? I don't want this kid anywhere near him.
They got rid of him.
They get rid of Ben Simmons?
Throw him too.
Hopefully somewhere far, far away.
He got a playoff team somewhere.
Not playing on a playoff team?
Where'd they put him? I thought they banished him to somewhere in the world. But, yeah, maybe he's good for every. See, here's the thing. He's a Clipper. Right. He was just in the playoffs. Right.
Now he's out.
Now he's out. He's working on his game, I'm sure. I'm sure he's working on his shooting. But I think Cooper is a lot like I think the reason the Mets are playing so good is because they have Juan Soto.
Right.
Not because Juan Soto is hitting home runs and has the best batting average and stealing all the bases, doing just amazing baseball things. No. It's because he's raised everyone else's game. Everyone else is so much more of a professional in the New York Mets than they ever have been. Not because of my man Mendoza, because of Juan Soto. And it's not because Juan Soto's telling you, hey, you should be more professional. No, he's just leading by example.
Right.
And if you're a Yankees fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel the same thing for Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's a 17-year-old kid, not afraid of anyone in the world of basketball. He took on the dream team, the Olympic team. He took on that last Olympic team that won gold. Took him on. He was practicing with them.
Right.
Scored all over.
Listen, I don't think Cooper Flagg. I think he's a guy that wants to play. I think like a Juan Soto, like you said, it's an Aaron Judge thing. There's too much flashiness with guys that haven't established themselves. And Soto, who is an established superstar, was going back to the Nationals. People still are upset with the Padres for letting him go and trading him to the Yankees. But I just, like you said, certain guys walk through the clubhouse door and you're like, oh, my God. Bregman, for example, with the Red Sox. I think he brings a great professional element into the locker room. And you need that in today's game. You need guys that have a work ethic that are going to work. I thought Lindor was a great addition. See, Alonso's kind of just like there. Alonso's not a guy that I think that's going to rub you one way or the other. But Lindor, all of a sudden, you're like, I thought this guy was really flashy, but he's a great guy, great teammate, and he works his butt off. Soto comes in, $765 million. This guy's going to be a jerk. Wow, he's great. He's a good teammate. Everything he does is about. Listen, Bryce Harper was one of those guys. I used to hate Bryce Harper. The reputation he had, what Boris did to him, walking him through the All-Star dugout and locker room when I was there in Philly, really irked a lot of guys. And it took him years to get a good professional reputation back. So I just think that, like you said, you want Cooper Flagg to go somewhere where you got a couple of guys around him that can keep him well-grounded.
I mean, I know they're rookies, but if San Antonio gets them and they've got our guys Steph, Wemby, and Cooper, and they don't make the playoffs, somebody better be getting fired. Somebody. He's going to be great.
Somebody's not using that talent, correct?
Wherever he goes, he is going to be
All right,
great.
who did we have over the weekend? Can't wait for this one.
We nailed it.
We'll go over who we had next on the Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell on your afternoon drive. Thank you so much for keeping us on the air.
Fox Sports Hartford, 97.